That was so intense. That was so intense. No way. Dude, this is a conspiracy. There is a massive cover-up.
Where do I start? In the district office? In the records that have been hidden away for decades? The public information campaign, the clothing, the people who experienced it firsthand? Or to the very halls of Broad Run High School, where the past still lingers in the present? Many things stand out, but so much more hides in plain sight. Water fountains line the halls across the school. But why? The easy way out would be to say that there is no correlation, that they have no importance. But then I might as well take all that is told to us for granted. And then how many lies would pass as truths? One here tells a story of its own. At the back end of one of the most concealed hallways stands a fountain, busted inwards and barely functional. The side button does not work. But then, another in the same hall, all buttons of durable plastic, all drains cleaned and well kept. But perhaps that is only an anomaly. Let's dig deeper. The next one in the hallway looks to be older as well, except this one, compared to the first, shares many qualities of the second, but the second one is newer. It's been put in recently. There used to only be 2 water fountains in the same hallway, with one far nicer than the other. Elsewhere in school, there are newer fountains, but in certain areas such as this one, the filter hasn't been changed, and it's begun to corrode. What fountain did this one replace? Why have there always been 2, side by side? And the one next to it works as well as it did when first installed years back. The water streams out in a trajectory comparable only to that of a waterfall. And still another instance of 2 water fountains, another having been replaced by a newer one. What do they hide? What does this mean? I notice a door nearby. I stand and look at it. It leads to nowhere. There is no passage. But what is hidden away? An old location of a water fountain? Perhaps even one with its racial slurs still written across the wall overhead? Does Jim Crow's legacy still live on, hidden behind this door? We had a government official trying to influence us, trying to act as a source. We wanted to trust him, and we had no evidence to the contrary of what he was telling us. But something felt off. I've been a journalist for 17 years. I know a story when I hear one. I know this is a story. He says the school was founded in 1969, that the county was led by a superintendent who fought segregation. But then, why did they file a case to keep schools segregated in 1968? Something wasn't adding up. Outside the locker rooms, I found something I hoped I wouldn't. When looking through Broad Run's early yearbooks, striking images were present, showing that even while some clubs were fairly exclusionary, it was apparent how cosmopolitan the athletics were. But now, look at the state of these fountains, some of the worst I've ever seen. Corroded, bacteria-ridden, and broken. They lay in a dismal state, neglected, and what it looks like solely for their past. But I move on, in the gyms and outside of them, to more sets of fountains. Some replaced by modern technology. 2 sets of fountains in particular catch my eye. One is of a newer style, but to the left are the remains of a removed one, so that they were side by side, and the other, both of a much newer fashion, even more so than the previous, but beside both, are sealed of components to again form a pair. This was astonishing. I sit down in the library, paging through the books of past years. They're striking. But after minutes, I find something I thought I never would. A missing piece of what? Just what was being... I look for this missing piece, but the doors to the room I hope to access are locked. Perhaps for good purposes. Perhaps to keep us safe. Safe from...
We need answers.
The number 51. What does it mean? We look for room 51, but it doesn't exist. We need a new perspective. We meet with someone we believe could blow this whole thing out of proportion.
Emailed Wade. You know Wade? Wade emailed me. Yes. What? Oh wait. Why did I say that a lot? I thought he was a purveyor of snow.
Research revealed to us a year that never was. During the 1968 to 69 school year, African American students who had attended Douglas High School were assigned to either Loudoun Valley High School, Loudoun County High School, or Broad Run High School. Since Broad Run High School was still under construction, the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders who were assigned to that school attended Loudoun County High School in 68 to 69, and the 8th and 9th graders who went to school in the Douglas High School building, temporarily renamed Broad Run Annex.
What year was Broad Run founded?
1969.
That's all we needed. What year was Broad Run founded?
1969.
All right, thank you. What year was Broad Run founded?
1968.
Hello. What?
This is so intense.
What have I come upon? Where do I go from here? I must tell someone, but who? No one would believe me. Perhaps it's best to let it be, and forget in the hopes that it won't resurface again. But, alas, I cannot. It would be too much to ask of us not to bring this to light. Words I once heard come back to mind. They were told to me in a dream, perhaps for my now remembrance. They were, all things excellent are as difficult as they are rare. What do those words mean? Where will they take us? I can only hope that they will deliver us to a higher justice. The only answer is the racial answer. I've been unable to discover what they are hiding. For now.